Hello, my name is Danielle Neal, and I will be talking to you about why it is important to teach your child to read. Fear drives a lot of actions that many human beings take. It is defined as concern or anxiety. Anxiety is defined also as it isn't necessarily being afraid of anything, according to dictionary.com. But anxiety does activate your fight or flight system, which is triggered always by fear. There are some academic subjects that frighten children and also adults. The examples of these subjects are biology, chemistry, history, physics, and everyone's favorite, math. However, these subjects would mean nothing without reading. Reading is the basis of all of these subjects. It is the foundation for any subject. I learned how to read from my parents. My family value reading at an early age. I learned how to read at the age of 3. And I was able to know the different things in my environment, being able to read food labels, being able to read my own books, being able to read others' books, and also being able to read different print materials that were in my environment. Being able to read environmental print was very helpful for me and also helpful for others. When you're able to read, you're also to be able to be a great asset to society as well as to yourself, to help yourself. And I use my reading skills to be able to access different opportunities and also to help others with their opportunities. Because of my race as an African American, I could have easily been below the basic level of reading in 4th grade. According to the Reading is Fundamental organization, I could have been one of the 50% of black 4th graders who score below the basic reading level. Research shows that the effect of not being able to read has a great drastic effect on the individual and society. The individual in this case that we are talking about is the child. 34% of children entering kindergarten lack the basic language skills needed to read. And by 3 years of age, there's a 30 million word gap between wealthy and poor families. 50% of black 4th graders, 47% of Hispanic 4th graders, and 49% of American Indian 4th graders score below the basic reading level. Children love to be happy, and learning how to read will guarantee that happiness for them. Reading makes you a better person and helps you to better understand yourself and the world around you, according to Delight Anderson. It helps them to become more confident in their abilities, and the child will read things in books that will inspire and encourage them. For example, a famous book that many children love is the book by Dr. Seuss called I Can Read with My Eyes Shut. And it has the famous quote, the more you read, the more you know, the more you read, the more places you will go. In a study completed by Dr. Lewis, reading worked best by reducing stress levels by 68%. Kids also can learn complex emotions when they are reading, such as kindness and empathy, and it will help them with their character. They also will learn how to respond to things in their environment in a positive way, and also being able to know how to understand things, whether it be positive or negative. They will also learn how to be able to communicate how they feel about those things by being able to learn how to read. The more that a child reads, the smarter they will become. Reading makes you smarter through a larger vocabulary and world knowledge, and also helps with abstract reasoning skills, according to M.E. Anderson. The children who start reading early and read for their enjoyment have better cognitive skills than their peers. It also helps to improve math performance. The reason why it helps with math performance is because a strong reading ability helps the children to absorb different information. It helps them to be able to absorb different theories and learn also about things such as algebraic functions and to understand why why the function has existed and how to understand the function. It helps a child's early academic success, and the strong oral language skills are basis for literary development. They have greater general knowledge about themselves and the environment around them. The more the children are able to read, the parents don't have to explain as much to them. They also start to understand what they are reading and able to comprehend it as well. A child needs to be able to know how to read in order to get ready for kindergarten. Reading is one of the most important skills to be prepared for kindergarten. Getting ready for kindergarten starts before kindergarten begins. Your child will have a strong start to an exciting year when they are taught to learn before kindergarten. This is defined as reading readiness. Reading readiness is a time when a child transforms from a non-reader to a reader. They go from not knowing things such as letter sounds and only being able to associate things with maybe things that are usually in their environment, such as pictures, and not knowing how to call the item that they see in their environment what it actually is. For example, being able to call a dog, a cat, or a horse. Also being able to say different things such as grandmother, mother, grandfather, and uncle, and cousin. Different words like that helps them to be able to associate things with their environment. When they associate things with their environment, the more quickly they'll be able to learn. If a parent wants their child to be ready, they need to be able to have them ready for different reading expectations that their kindergarten teacher may have. The child must be able to recite their name. They need to be able to read a book from left to right, retell one of their favorite stories, and also to read their name and more. If a parent loves to read and they read to their child on a consistent basis, the child will start to assimilate their behavior. They will want to read for themselves for their enjoyment and also will want to read just to be able to understand the book that they are holding. In order for a parent to assure this, they should get into a reading schedule with their child. They should never pressure their child into reading. We all would love our children to be able to read, but in order to do that, you cannot force them to do it quicker than they need to. By doing that, by trying to rush the child will become frustrated and will always have a negative cognitive association with reading. You need to make sure that your expectations are developmentally appropriate expectations. If they are not developmentally appropriate expectations, you need to recheck those expectations so that way you make sure that your child will be able to reach them. Your expectations can be high, but they should not be too high for your child. It will frustrate them and turn them off from reading. The educational environment factor is influenced by the kind of family that the child is brought into. Not every family is able to provide their child with certain literacy skills because of their background. But if you're able to teach your child to read, then you should take that opportunity. Learning to read at a young age is important for a child's development. It also helps with their physical development, emotional development, social development, and of course their cognitive development. That is according to a Teach Your Child to Read Fast organization. They understand their surroundings, gather information, and provides them with entertainment during their downtime. A reminder never to pressure or force reading or it will turn negative. It will take a parent's patience. If you know how to read, it's a wonderful thing to share with your children. They'll be forever grateful that you showed them a whole new world. Thank you for letting me share this with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.